Over the years working as a doctor for older adults, I've realized something that might be even more concerning than heart disease, joint pain, or diabetes. And that's when someone slowly starts to lose their memory. It doesn't always start with something big. Maybe one morning you forget what you were just about to do, or while cooking, you can't remember if you added salt. Slowly, you start needing more sticky notes, rereading things because you forget, or just standing in a room wondering why you walked in there in the first place. And you sigh, must be old age. I get it, but here's what I want you to know. Aging isn't always the reason. Sometimes memory fades just because your brain, like your legs, your heart, or your skin, isn't getting the nutrients it needs. And the good news is, we can change that. You don't need expensive medications or weekly doctor visits. Sometimes all it takes is the right food. So in this video, I'm going to share 3 foods that have been scientifically proven to support memory, protect your brain, and most importantly, keep your mind sharp even as you pass 60, 70, or 80 years old. Are you ready? 1. The story of a fish and a mind that refused to fade. Let me start this part with a story. It's about Mr. Walter, one of my patients, a 74-year-old retired math teacher. He taught for over 40 years. Even now, you can still hear the calm intelligence in his voice. But recently, something changed. He started struggling with simple calculations. I used to do long chains of numbers in my head, he told me. And now, sometimes I forget what I was even talking about. When I asked about his diet, he said he'd stopped eating fish regularly. He was worried about mercury, and he wasn't sure if the fish at the market was fresh anymore. That's when I knew it was time to gently remind him of one of the brain's greatest allies, wild Alaska salmon. Now, here's something important. Not all salmon is the same. The farm-raised kind you often find at the grocery store, it's high in fat, yes, but often low in real nutrients. On the other hand, wild Alaska salmon grows up in the open ocean, feeding on plankton and seaweed. And it's packed, I mean really packed, with DHA and EPA omega-3 fatty acids. These are the kinds of nutrients your brain loves. People even call them brain food. Science backs it up too. DHA, one type of omega-3, helps keep the structure of your brain cells healthy. It allows signals in your brain to travel faster and more clearly. It even slows down brain shrinkage, a natural part of aging, but something we can fight. Let me tell you something remarkable. A study from Harvard Medical School showed that people who ate salmon twice a week had 47% lower risk of dementia compared to those who didn't. And I remember the moment Mr. Walter came back to see me 3 months later. He had made one simple change, added wild salmon to his meals just twice a week. He smiled and said, "Doc, I still forget things, but I no longer forget who I am." That sentence may sound simple, but it meant the world. Wild salmon doesn't just help with memory, it also reduces brain inflammation, a hidden cause of memory loss, improves blood flow to the brain, helping you feel clearer, less foggy, lowers the risk of depression in older adults, because your brain needs more than fuel, it needs protection from stress and oxidation. Here's what I recommend. Choose the right kind. Wild Alaska salmon has a deep pink-orange color, firm texture, and costs a bit more. But trust me, it's worth every penny. Ideal frequency, 2 to 3 times per week. Just 4 to 6 ounces, 100 to 150 grams, per serving is enough to keep your brain strong. Simple ways to prepare it. Try lightly baking it with a bit of olive oil and some steamed greens. Or steam it with ginger and turmeric. Not only tasty, but naturally anti-inflammatory too. A quick note. If you're taking blood thinners or have liver issues, talk to your doctor before increasing your omega-3 intake, because too much can affect how your blood clots. But beyond nutrition, salmon is more than just food. It's a reminder that even in your 70s or 80s, your brain can still be nourished, still renewed. Salmon is a symbol of life, of a mind that refuses to be worn down by time. So I want you to picture this. It's morning. You're in your kitchen. You gently prepare a piece of salmon, slice up some greens, add a touch of spice, and with every bite, you're saying thank you. Thank you to your mind. Thank you to the part of you that remembers, reasons, and still has so much to give. Your memory is still yours to protect. All it takes is one small step, and you can take it today.
2. A tiny nut, a big chance for a clearer mind. I once asked one of my older patients, if you had to pick just one small food to protect your brain for life, what would you choose? He chuckled and said, probably ginger, or maybe my morning coffee. I smiled and replied, close, but there's something that even looks like the brain itself, the walnut. Have you ever noticed? When you crack open a walnut, you'll see two halves full of folds and grooves, just like the hippocampus and frontal lobe, the parts of the brain responsible for memory and thinking. It's almost as if nature itself is trying to tell us something. A lot of people know that walnuts are rich in omega-3s, but not everyone understands how powerful these nuts truly are, especially for older adults. Walnuts don't just contain DHA, that essential brain-supporting fat. They also offer polyphenols, potent antioxidants that help protect your brain cells from damage. Natural vitamin E, in a form your body absorbs easily without the risks of synthetic supplements. Magnesium and zinc, which help calm your nervous system, ease anxiety, and promote better sleep. There's even a study from UCLA that found this. Seniors who regularly ate walnuts had better memory, focus, and reaction time than those who didn't, especially among those over age 65. Let me tell you about someone I'll never forget. Mrs. Joyce, 69 years old. She was a lively woman, loved to dance, and adored caring for her grandchildren. But then, her memory started slipping. First, it was forgetting directions, then her grandkids' names, and even turning off the stove. One day, she fell because she forgot to grab her cane before standing up. Worried, her family brought her to see me. After running some tests and going over her daily habits, one thing stood out. She wasn't getting enough healthy fats. Her diet was mostly rice, sweet fruit, very little protein, and no nuts at all. So I gave her a simple plan: a small handful of walnuts each morning and a few easy memory exercises. 6 weeks later, she came back with brighter eyes. Not only did she remember her appointment clearly, she even told me the whole story of her granddaughter's birthday party. Just a few months earlier, that would have been impossible. Here's what I recommend. About 5 to 7 walnuts a day is perfect for folks over 60. Eat them whole, mix them into oatmeal or yogurt, or crush them into your breakfast porridge. If you have digestive issues or take blood thinners, start small. Just a few at first, then slowly increase. Choose plain, unsalted, unflavored walnuts. The closer they are to nature, the better they are for your brain. Now here's what I love most about walnuts. You don't need to cook them. No complicated recipes. Just toss a few in your coat pocket or fruit basket, and whenever you feel a little tired or distracted, chew on a couple of these little brain boosters. It's like a gentle reminder that you're still actively taking care of your mind, one small step at a time. I know there are days when your brain feels slower. Evenings when you can't quite remember what you did that morning. And maybe you think, maybe my brain's just getting old. But here's the truth. The brain doesn't have to grow old, not if you feed it right. Wisdom doesn't fade, not if you gently protect it. And with just a few walnuts each day, you're sending a loving signal to your own mind. I haven't forgotten about you. I'm still here. I'm still trying.
Number 3. Blueberries. Tiny fruit, big wisdom. Dear friend, if there's one fruit I'd call nature's special gift to the aging brain, it's the blueberry. They're small, delicate. You press them too hard, they burst. But let me tell you something. These little berries are powerful, especially when it comes to protecting your memory, focus, and slowing down cognitive decline after age 60. You see, blueberries are rich in something called anthocyanins, powerful antioxidants that can cross the blood-brain barrier and actually protect your neurons from aging. That's a rare ability, even among healthy foods. But that's not all. Blueberries are also loaded with flavonoids, which improve blood flow to your brain, vitamin C and K to reduce inflammation and support mental clarity, manganese and fiber, which help regulate blood sugar, keeping your mood and thinking steady. I once read a 20-year study from Harvard involving over 16,000 older women. The women who ate blueberries and strawberries 2 to 3 times a week had brains that aged 2.5 years more slowly than those who didn't eat them. Sounds simple, right? But think about it. If one bowl of blueberries in the morning could help you stay sharper for years, wouldn't that be one of the best investments you could ever make? Let me tell you about Nora, a 74-year-old woman I treated. She used to be a high school teacher. After her husband passed, she started to struggle with memory. She'd forget her former students' names, even her own bank account number. What scared her wasn't just memory loss, it was the feeling that she might lose herself. I gently suggested, let's try a simple change. Just add a bowl of fresh blueberries every morning, no pressure. Just treat it like a small gift to your brain. 3 months later, she returned, holding a little notebook. Inside, she had written her own poem. She smiled and said, I don't know if I've gotten younger, but I do feel more alive. Here's how to get the most out of blueberries. A half to 1 cup a day is enough. Eat them fresh, mix them into yogurt, or toss them into a smoothie. If fresh berries aren't available, frozen ones still keep most of their antioxidants. Avoid sugary blueberry jams or syrups. They take away the very benefits you're hoping for. But blueberries aren't just food. They're a daily ritual, a gentle way to tell yourself, I choose clarity. I choose to protect my mind. You don't need to remember everything. Just hold on to the memories that matter. The warmth in your loved one's eyes, the stories that made you laugh, the feeling of confidence when you know your mind is still yours. I know some mornings feel foggy, like the world hasn't quite woken up yet. But don't give in to that fog. Your brain is more incredible than you think. It can heal, renew, and even grow if you feed it the right way. And sometimes it all begins with something as simple as a small handful of deep purple blueberries resting quietly on your morning spoon.
Dear friend, at age 60, 70, or even beyond, your brain is not past its prime. It still has the power to learn, to remember, and to connect, as long as you give it the chance. And that chance doesn't come from a magic pill. It doesn't come from complicated brain games either. It starts with something simple, what you put on your plate each day. I always tell my patients, food doesn't just nourish your body, it feeds your mind too. A meal with wild salmon, a handful of walnuts, a bowl of blueberries, these aren't just tasty, they send a quiet, loving signal to your brain cells, to your neurons, to the memories that matter most. Don't wait until your memory starts fading to try and hold on to it. Start today. Love your brain by eating well, sleeping deeply, moving gently, and staying connected to the things that give your life meaning. And if this message speaks to you, if it's helped in some small way, I hope you'll leave a comment or share this video with someone you care about. And if you're ready to walk with me on this journey of staying sharp, strong, and healthy through the years, don't forget to hit subscribe to the Strong Body Flow channel. You are never too old to take care of your mind.